So, so that is, there are others online. And these are technologies we are not used to. Okay.
But I also head the quality assurance and research department. Thank you.
I'm Penston Kilembe, head of social and community development, and also take part in lecturing.
I'm Kizito Chimowa, lecturer, education. Thank you.
My name is Suzio Mapunda. I'm in the business management department. I'm teaching audit and assurance services. Thank you.
My name is Queen Mainje, and I'm a lecturer in the social work department. Thank you.
My name is Alik Maere. I'm a lecturer in journalism department.
Paul Mocha, lecturer, adjunct lecturer, management department.
Blessings Chimwaza. I'm in social work and community development department.
Dorothy Piri, lecturer, social work and community development.
White Skanda, HOD, management department.
Pempo Jamie Chira, social work and community development department.
I'm Mayamiko Madani, a lecturer in management department.
I'm Alice Makwechakadewe, lecturer in business management department.
Robert Magaigo, lecturer in Department of Journalism and also the Department of Foundation Studies.
Madam Mukiwa, lecturer, part-time, management department.
I'm Beatrice Chimbizi Zumani, lecturer, social work and community development department.
And I'm Tisunge Nikandulu, lecturer in procurement.
And I'm Amgad Squires. Where do I? The Department of Foundational Studies and Center for Continuing Education. Did anybody know?
I should hold it. Oh, sure. All right. My name is Hope Musukwa. I'm from the Department of Journalism. All right. I'm head of Department of Journalism as well. Yes. Thank you.
Would you like to, I don't know if everybody knows you yet. We just get introduction.
Yeah, well, I hope people know me. Kandawire Francis. I'm president of the university.
So I know many of us had these sessions last semester, and I asked you for feedback. How did it go? What did you find? And I thought, so all of us there'll be an opportunity to share later on. But I thought some of was observations were particularly interesting, so I asked them if you would share those with us.
All right. So thank you so much, Doc, and everyone. Initially, I was somebody who was not interested in attending to online students. But when there was that emphasis, then I gave it a try. And then the moment that I organized the WhatsApp video call, some students were saying we were almost withdrawing because it's been boring. And I think I was one of the first people to attend to them. So their complaints were, it's like we're just paying, but we're not being given attention. There are issues of how to write assignments, issues of referencing formats. We don't know, and when other lecturers caution us on that after marking, then we're like, how do we learn? Where do we learn this from? So they very much appreciated when I interacted with them. I think there were two who were very serious. So I started conducting some lectures with them through videos and audio calls. Then it was interesting for them. And so we started scheduling until I think most of them, we held the 4 hours that he's talking about within 2 weeks. That was possible because it was almost at the end of the semester, but we had not interacted with them. So some of the challenges that they mentioned were that of lecturers not giving them attention. And then in terms of materials, because of no meetings with them, then they seemed not to have direction of what next to do. So they felt they were losing out as compared to their face-to-face generic students in terms of content. So the materials need to be given to them. Others, I faced some challenges in terms of network. It's like some online students are in locations where the network is poor. So you would find a student joins and then it's just disconnected. He tries to join, disconnected. So most of them could not even have an opportunity to have some assessments, because some of the assessments, like which were practical, I was taking them in methods of teaching science. So the exam that they were to write was practical. So I was trying to orient how they have to do that and conduct experiments online when I am seeing, because they are face-to-face generic students, we conducted the experiments in class. So for them, I oriented them, and those who were connected, it was possible they presented their experiments and findings. But for others who had network issues, they didn't. And then others have challenges in terms of their daily schedules. You'd find somebody telling you, no, I'm busy, I'm just coming from Parliament and what. We have people who are really very busy, but how do you help them again? Others are rarely, somebody would just join, but you know that they are busy, they're doing something else. So they have just gotten connected, but they're not contributing. So you'd ask, hey, hello, are you there? It's just quiet. So you know that this one is just for the sake of registering that I'm present. Um, so those are some of the challenges. And then, so I observed some other challenges of the issue of inclusivity. I don't know whether as an institution we have that policy for inclusive or special needs. Some students who are online might also have got their own special issues which need to be put into consideration. So how do we help them? At the end of it, they still also need the knowledge that other students are benefiting from us. So a lot of challenges and other things that we need to consider. But I also need to appreciate the management for attaching something to attending to these students in terms of remuneration per hour rate, because I think that also motivates. If there are others who thought teaching online students is not payable, I tried it and I was paid. So we need to be encouraged that if this continues even this time, then that would be more encouraging and motivating. The time that most of these students are free, according to my experience, is maybe from 8 to 10, 8 to 11. So there is need for sacrifice on our time. So sometimes you are coming from here or from work, but you also have got a class to attend, like, so it's a continuous kind of process of working per day, which needs sacrifice, but you have to offer quality to the students. So if we attach ourselves to online teaching, then we really need to be committed. We really need to organize ourselves so that we give as much as we also give to the face-to-face students. Yeah, in short, basically, that was my experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this. So we're gonna demonstrate this equipment in a little bit. So we'll just mute it. So thank you, and you reminded me of a couple of things as well. That some of the online students. Oh, let me just turn this around. It's not far enough back. Let's just see that. Okay. Some of the online students have varying types of equipment, sort of a computer or a tablet. Some of them are just on a phone, and different levels of computer literacy also. So if we say you need to use footnotes in Word, do they know what footnote? How do you even do footnotes in Word? Now the answer doesn't have to be you have to now show them, but think about it and note and say, maybe let us know. I think, is there some training about the use of computers that we could offer as the university for all students who may need it, for example? So that's a good segue into what are the expectations of the Center for Continuing Education. Most of what we do is so providing technical assistance and support, so through the use of the online portal, which we will see in a moment. Facilitating connection. We are often the first point of contact if any online student has any issue. And then we will redirect them as appropriate, either to the lecturer, to the dean of students, to the academic dean, to the finance office, whatever their issue may be. But they often come to us first because we're sort of what do we call it? The home. We are the home for the online students. We're also responsible to oversee online course delivery, and so part of that is, which is what we're doing now, is to continue to improve the learning experience and to learn from experience and to try things. And not everything we try will work as well as we would like. And I will show an example of that in a bit. And other things work well, like introducing live sessions was extremely well received. And so 4 hours in a semester is something like an hour a month. So one evening a month for an hour per course. So if you have 2 or 3 courses, it'll be 2 or 3 hours in a month or so, which I think is reasonable. And then you submit it. I'll just show quickly. There's a form. We may switch it to a different form, but it'll be something like this, where some of you have used it already. Your name, your course, and a screenshot of the call. If we're audited, we have to show. So remember to take some sort of screenshot. The easiest, if you don't know how to do screenshots on your computer, we can tell you, but you can also just take your phone and take a picture of the screen. That works too. When it happened. And then some of this is more, as I said, we want to improve. And so some of this is like statistical. How long was the call? What platform did you use? How many students showed up? And then any notes you have about it. What did something, how was the time used? Was it more? So when we ask, how was the time used? What was discussed? It's not, we covered topic this and this and this and this, and we discussed, like, you're teaching the course, we know you can teach the course. But it's more, was it that they wanted to explore further this topic, or did they have questions that they hadn't understood, or was it technical help that they were looking for? It's a very short, but it helps us to, because we read all of these submissions, how was the time used? And that helps us to see, is there a need to introduce some other kind of training maybe or so. And then if there was any particular feedback from the students or from you, other feedback, you can add that as well. And then this becomes the basis also for the remuneration that was mentioned. Excuse me. Any questions about this so far? Expectations?
Just to say that
So we're going to look at that.
sometimes you assign you give an assignment to students in class. It's very easy for you to say, this is the assignment, and forget to share it on the portal. Means you have the opportunity to present that assignment. Right. So everything we do, let's put it on the portal.
Yeah.
Fortunately, when we're sharing materials, we also share with the generic students, and they become lazy. They just look at you and say, well, this guy is going to provide the materials. So there must be a balance. And how I've tried now to address that one, the materials that I'm preparing, at the bottom, I tell them what we're going to do next week. So it's materials for this week, and then what we'll be doing next week, so that everybody is prepared. But each at the end of each bits of material, there is some exercise, which I deliberately have put it there so that everybody should be able to, one, read the materials, because my experience is that people just get that material and they will read at the end. just maybe one day before the exam. So to force them to read and to prepare them for the next session, then there is that exercise. So that's how I have tried to respond to the online students.
This is great. I'm hoping that we'll get, yeah, please.
Maisha, I just wanted to find out like issues to do with the recordings, because there are these recordings that are being done in assumption that the people online are going to use them, like the class session. So I'm not so sure if maybe I've done research, if these people online, if they benefit from those. Because in my own experience, some of the online students, I asked them, did you manage to be accessing these online, these recordings? Most of them, they indicated as that they don't, they accessed, but they were not be able to follow what was being discussed. So for me, I already say that because if it's going to be put online, I think the audio is number one factor. So these gadgets like the rappel or mics were supposed to be maybe available so that the audio should be crystal clear. So if maybe they don't check the maybe screen, at least the audio, whereby you can even put MP3 that they can access it. So I believe that sometimes you say that you're going to be working on that, but I don't know, maybe if you tried maybe to follow up, to have a picture to say, okay, do they really use the material or not? Because sometimes when we teach, we even wonder, okay, do they really use this material that they are recording? Because in the past, there used to be a separate package, those modules for the online students, and then we knew that we were going to teach basic on the people, the students who are around online. They will check on those modules. But when we stop that, that's where the tricky part is. It's like they don't have anything to go to accept. If they have to follow this recording. If they don't, it's where they say we are not doing anything.
Yeah.
Right. So,
we're
that's
going to address that this afternoon.
what I wanted
That's
to
a
find
good-
out.
How many people have heard that feedback from students that they don't really use the online recordings? Thank you, Simon, for being the cameraman. Feel free to keep doing it if I forget. Yes, so you've noticed that we have these now. We just got them, and we're going to demonstrate the difference that it makes. Okay, so how am I doing on time? Oops, that's not what I want to do. This. Sorry, I'm just thinking whether to. You want to talk about the equipment first or the online learning platform first? Since you just mentioned the equipment, let's do the equipment first. Okay, so is the sound up? This is a recording of me teaching calculus last year and recorded, I'm not sure which room it was. Might even be this room, actually. Yeah, I think it was this room. Huh? No, it wasn't this room. Anyway, but a room like this. And I'll just play it. So imagine yourself taking this course and you're trying to follow what the lecturer is explaining. Fast forward a little bit. Oh, did I lose connection? That would not be fun. Sorry. Try my phone instead. Huh. I shouldn't have moved it. All right, we'll come back to it and hope that it has buffered by then. Okay, well, we'll come back to that one, the equipment. So the online learning platform, the which is over here. Okay, so when you log in, maybe I should show the login page actually. Ah, did we lose internet? Well, that's problematic. This is the reality of online teaching. It happens to them and it happens to you. Okay, there's some loading. I don't know if that was. Oh, anyway. So there's a login page. You put in your username. I hope, does anybody not have their login credentials for the online platform? You don't have it yet? Can you speak with Dumbani after this? Anyone else? Everybody, you don't have it either? So please speak with Dumbani. So you log in and you'll see a dashboard, which is this. I've slightly edited you can customize your dashboard. You don't have to, but you can. So for example, I think I added this navigation thing here, so you may not see that. But you'll see these tiles, which is the courses, and you can filter which ones you see. So I wanted to show, is it already open? Introduction to Calculus. One thing is that I find the online portal quite slow. It's a bit frustrating. And we've asked the IT provider several times what can be done to make it faster, and they haven't given us a satisfactory response yet. So a page opens, it will look like this. This is a course page. It'll have the title of the course at the top, often with the course code. And a note about course codes, I mean, you may know this already, but some of the students so this is BIA, which is Internal Auditing 213. Most of the students in this course are actually in accounting. So they might open when they log in, they see their courses. And they see BIA and they go, where's my accounting course? So we have to explain that we use a master code. Every course should only exist once. We're not going to make copies of a course, right? So it has to have one code. And the other courses are, what do we call it? Cross-referenced or cross-linked to that course. Not in a technical way, but conceptually. Right? Same with in person. So, and then there's a header part and there are these tiles. Maybe I didn't pick the best example because I've hidden all of the tiles from my students. But what I want to show is if you now want to edit something, you want to add, upload some notes or create an assignment, the first step is this green button here, turn edit on. And it'll take a moment, it'll reload the page, but now with the ability to edit things. This one loaded meanwhile? Oh, okay. While it's loading, let me show you this. He's taking his time getting ready, this lecturer. Can you understand what the lecturer is saying? If I were to test you on what was just explained, you would not do well. So we we tried these cameras. They're technically security cameras, but they had a couple of advantages to them, which is why we got them. One, they didn't need any interaction from you. You could just walk into a classroom, teach, forget about it, and we could control it all centrally and get the recordings and be done. So that was a nice feature. But the quality of the audio, which I knew was important, was generally poor. It picks up a lot of ambient noise, and it makes it not worth watching, really. So, and yes, students have complained about it for the last year and a half. And we've been we looked into lapel mics. A professional audio lapel mic costs like $200 each, and then you have to figure out how to record it and how to then synchronize the recording with the video, and that's a whole other thing. And we're like, And then my brother, I love my brother, discovered these things. And it just plugs into, it has a receiver, which is connected to the tablet there. And this doesn't have to have a big fancy anything. It just sends to that and it becomes the microphone of the tablet. Instead of the tablet using the built-in microphone, this is now its microphone. I can mute it. There's a little button on the back. And I can unmute it. And did you get the recording clip? So now I want to show you what it's like when we use these instead. This is called having faith in the people you work with, because I haven't even seen the video yet. All right, here we go. Make it full screen. So context, this is, again, the same lecturer teaching calculus, but this past Wednesday, 2 days ago, using one of these devices. Unfortunately, because of where I have the power cable wasn't long enough, I had to put it here looking there. Normally, I would want to put it in front of the screen. Okay, so as I mentioned last class, you're going to have a problem set every week. So there are 15 weeks in the semester, so we'll have up to 15 problem sets. There might be on occasion we skip one. But which one do you like better, the first one or this one? Okay. So this is what we want to be using going forward. Thank you so much, Tumbani, for getting it ready. But it requires a little bit more effort on our part. It's a portable thing, obviously. And you've seen how you can move it around. It's easy to adjust. You can have this, you can get up, and you saw me, I'm walking around, and the sound is great. I think mostly we'd only use one microphone so that the other one can be charging. Because, yeah, I think they should last half a day, but I don't think they would last a full day, this unit. The receiver is charged as the tablet is charged, so that one is okay, but this one has to be recharged every day or every few hours. So you would have to get this equipment, bring it to your class, set it up, and start the recording. So there's a few steps. We'll write up what the steps are, but I'll demonstrate for you now. And so I will say the things that we're showing today, I don't expect that we'll leave here feeling completely proficient, but at least we're like, aha, I know that it's possible to do this and this, but if you have any, can you show me again, how do I do this? Or I'm trying to do something else, how do I do that? Tumbani is here, I'm here, others, if you know, if others are willing to also help, that's great. So there will be no tests today. So the way this one works is, maybe I should walk you. Oh, I brought my bag of tricks. This is what came from Canada, basically. So you would get a tablet, and I haven't even unpacked this yet. And a stand. And I need one of the heads. You don't have to do this every time. This is just the first time because I didn't prepare it. Where's the other bit? There it is. So screw that one on there. And then you can adjust this. It has a ball joint, so it can swivel. Mostly, I think, keeping it, there's this little channel where it locks in, which I think makes the most sense, but you're welcome to try other things if you like. And then we can extend it up. That. Okay. And then I have a tablet, and you turn it on. It has the volume buttons, and above it is the power button. You just tap that, and then swipe up. And they all have the same pin, which is, there's letters on the numbers. So if you tap Unilil, which is 864545, it will unlock. Don't need that, thank you. And you want the camera app. Video. And so now this is ready to go. That's all I had to do. Just unlock it, bring up the camera app, video, that's all. And then, I want another one of these. I could have planned this better, I realize. So this is the receiver. Take the plastic off. And it has a button here on the front. You just press it, hold it for a moment until the light comes on, and it will flash to say it's looking for its partner. So then this one, this button is on the back here. So if I press and hold that, you'll see a light comes on. And when they both go green, they have paired with each other. So now I take this one, and it has different connectors, but we want the USB-C connector, and it goes on the side there. Doesn't matter which way. You want it to click properly, otherwise it won't work. I don't need you, go away. And so just to prove that it's recording from this one, would you hold that? And I'm just gonna record whatever. So I hit record, it's now recording whatever it is I'm pointing at. It's not very interesting, but if you talk, and I'm gonna keep talking, and we're gonna see what sound it records. Keep going. Okay, lovely. So, stop. Now you would just let it record for 2 hours, so as long as we're teaching. It has enough storage capacity for at least two 2-hour lectures. So halfway through the day, we would transfer the files off and then prepare it for the other half of the day. So now, if I go here and I play it, turn the sound on, turn up the volume.
Yes, as I'm doing now. All right, thank you. Let's keep talking.
So you're hearing him because that's the microphone it's using, not me standing next to it. So the sound will be much better. I can delete that now. So that's all it involves. There's, again, we'll send the steps, you know, or I don't know what would be most helpful, a little video or just written down. But you just press and hold for like 2 seconds. Same with this one, press and hold for 2 seconds. The lights will go green. That means that they're paired. You can plug it in and then turn it on, or turn it on and then plug it in. Doesn't matter. Just make sure it's plugged in and turned on before you start recording. And then you clip this to your wherever is somewhere convenient. And you're done. And now it's recording, and you teach your class, and you don't have to think about it unless you want to adjust what the camera is pointed at. That's it. The one thing I will mention, oh, I didn't show the putting this on, but that's fine. So we bought these because they're tablet stands, right? They're made for tablets. And I had in mind that it would hold the tablet like this, but the tablet's too small to be held like this. It would fall out. So I thought, I don't really want to do this, but I discovered that if you take this connector and you gently tuck it into that, there's a hole here on the side, tuck it in there, and then you pull this and down in a way to hopefully not break it. I'm hoping this works reliably. Now you can hold the whole thing, and you can mount it like that. So it uses the what is this one called? The rear camera has a higher resolution than the front camera. So the one, you can't see what it's recording while it, like I can't see what it is doing now. You can see. So, but if you just line it up before you start, and if you're happy with it, you don't have to touch it. If things change and you move over, then just move it and carry on. And that's it. Any questions?
Like, is it going to be one noted, like, this was a study, or we have developed ourselves?
Good thought. I suppose it could be mounted already. You just have to carry the combined. Did you hear the question? Can the tablet, if we just keep it like this, then you just have to come, turn this on, hold it for a second, the light came on. Where's the other one? It's already on. I have to not get them mixed up. Are you finding each other? If they don't, like this one's flashing blue and this one's green, so I turn it off.
Actually, I'm worried with these modules that we uploaded last time, that they are still being used with the students up to this time around. Is there any mechanism of improving them? We have modules that were uploaded and the students were using them, and even they are using them now.
You want to change the content of the course. If you think, really, I'm gonna start completely fresh, then maybe the easier thing is to just, we'll create a new course, we'll archive that one, and we'll create a new course page for you to start filling. That's also possible, and we'll move the students over. We wanted to do that for all courses, but it requires some manual work, and then in the time given, it wasn't possible. Definitely, please do go in and see what is it that the students have, because you may be thinking, like, we don't know. The Center for Continuing Education is not the lecture. We are not responsible for the content of the course. You are responsible for the content of the course. Both what you deliver to students here, what you maybe hand to them, and also what is available online is your responsibility. We can assist you if you're not sure how do I put it there, or what format would work, or whatever, but the content itself, you have to decide what you want. Yes.
No, I think we could get some. I think it's some clarification for Mr. Standard's question, and I think your response as well. I heard like if you look at the course content and you think it requires additional subtractions or changes, whatever it is, go ahead. We'll be getting to pick it up, right?
Go ahead and make the changes? Yes.
Yeah, what is important is what you said, that the old model will still be there, it will be archived, right? And your model now will be the one that will be there. Right? Or if you simply want to improve on it, the original one will still be archived. The improved one is the one